Welcome everyone to News Strip Down, Monday, March 9th, 2026. News Strip Down, where I dig through the news and weed out all the nonsense so you guys don't have to. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than 30 minutes is probably just BS, anyways. So, temperature today in southwestern Manitoba is minus 12 degrees Celsius. That's 10 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. Not necessarily breaking news. I was going to cover this last week, but more of this is coming up now. The disappearance of retired Air Force General William Castleland on February 27th is gaining some major attention with the Air Force and FBI now looking into this due to the fact that the 60-year-old Major General Castleland was man to know a lot of sensitive United States secrets. He disappeared from his home in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Friday, February 27th, going for a run or a hike, leaving his phone and watch at home. And he hasn't been seen since. Very concerning because former Air Force uh, general worked for Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright Patterson Air Force Base near Dayton, Ohio. Having knowledge of in projects related to NASA, Department of Energy, National Laboratories, DARPA, Department of Defense, the X Series aircraft projects, advanced technical laser systems, and tactical satellite programs. So this guy knew a lot of information, which is pretty crazy. And his disappearance is just shortly after President Trump announced that he would be starting to open up the FBI files, which is pretty crazy. Like, I don't know, something weird and fishy going on like that. So, yeah, that being highly suspicious, uh, and then also his knowledge to that major program at Patterson Air Force Base related to Project Bluebeam, which a lot of UFO addicts are probably like into and stuff. So it is getting a lot of like UFO, or UAP kind of information. So yeah, that's I'm gonna keep an eye on that, see if they do find this guy. But I just find it funny that he disappears as Trump is going to announce that he's going to release some of these UFO, UAP documents. Wow. But I hope they found the guy. Hopefully he wasn't kidnapped. But they are looking into that though because of some foreign issues that have been going throughout the United States, especially those labs. Uh, And then down into Florida, United States, Cuban Americans in Florida are pretty much expecting a regime change in Cuba after Trump just had his Shield of American summit, and that is including Latin American leaders. And that meeting was on Saturday, and Trump is saying that he will take care of Cuba, and what that really means is totally unclear right now. Right now, it's just sound bites, but by the sounds of it, they're talking of a regime change. Don't know if that's gonna happen. I really highly doubt it, and I don't really see a need for a regime change in Cuba right now. Really, what they need to do is start opening their doors for some global talks and some global trades, besides just relying on their tourist industry, which is significantly dwindling right now due to the fact that they can't get flights in and out of the country due to expected loss of aircraft fuel by April. So, yeah, tourism in Cuba is definitely, and that's a couple $100 million a year uh, income for that country. And then over to Canada here, Calgary-based oil and gas giant, I don't want to say which company, is putting on hold a $150 million project. just waiting on clarity around carbon pricing and methane emission rules. And these delays are creating like an economic burden for long-term growth for investments in types of sectors like this. And well, and I find it funny that anything that has to do with green energy kind of gets green lighted right to the head of the pact, and oil and gas is kind of put aside. But that's due to the fact that our previous government kind of forced everyone into green energy and then handed out all these subsidies and grants through the federal government to help support these new green energy costs, but really leaving the bread and butter sitting there at at the bottom of the table waiting for some clarifications and probably some zoning and other things like that. But way things are going right now with global markets, Canada should be getting on top of this right now. Yeah, and you can thank our former government due to that, not our government that's in place right now with Carney. And then China, Beijing, yeah, Beijing and Washington are set to finally sit down, and at the end of this month, China is hoping to make some landmark deals, while other countries have pretty much stopped dealing with Trump completely. And then with the conflict that's happening in the east there right now, it's actually surprising that Beijing is actually excited for this sit down and expecting some major trade deals. I really highly doubt anything is really going to happen that's really big and worth talking about. It's probably just going to be a lot of nonsense with those talks, but I'll be paying attention to see if anything really significant comes out of there. U.S. farmers with their soybean are down 80%. So trying to get the farmers a little bit happy would be nice to see from these talks. But we'll see what happens. You're going to hear the farmers speaking up days before these meetings for sure. Not just soybean farmers, canola farmers, corn farmers, and the beef and poultry market is taking a significant hit as well. So expect farmers to be speaking up quite a bit here within the next week here. So we'll see what happens with that. And then back to Canada here. Speaking of prime ministers, Mark Carney has announced three by-elections on April 13th, as the Liberal government is currently sitting at 169 seats in Parliament. Carney is definitely playing it tight with this Liberal thing, with this Liberal election, due to the fact that he only needs three more seats to have a majority seating at the House of Commons. So that's pretty crazy. Obviously, Carney is expecting those three votes to go his way, or he would have got a couple more of these elections set up. But like I said, he only needs those three votes. It's going to be tight. But with some of the deals and with Carney's approval rate skyrocketing right now, well, I think it is. You could have other people saying the complete opposite, but with the deals that Carney's doing across the world and abroad, I highly see him getting those votes. So we're going to have a majority of a Liberal government again, probably by the end of April. So look, kind of look forward to that. It's just them getting a little bit more power in the House, but that's how it's going to be. I'm okay with it, especially with the direction that this country's starting to go in right now. So I'm okay with it. I'm not a big Liberal fan, but if I have to vote that way, I will. And then over to Hungary. This is insane. Okay, I talked about this last week already. So Ukraine wants their money. Well, is it their money? Whose money? This is an issue that they're having right now. So Hungarian authorities had stopped and detained two armored vehicles carrying 40 million US dollars and 35 million in euros, and 9 kilograms of gold estimated worth around 1.5 million dollars. And now Hungary is, or sorry, Ukraine is asking for their money back, saying that, hey, yo, this is to fund the war machine, blah blah blah. And now Hungary's like, is it to fund the war machine, or are you using our country as a money laundering hub? So until Ukraine can prove that, this money isn't getting laundered through you know uh, unpleasant ways, or where it's not supposed to be, like, this money is supposed to be for the Ukrainian people, and this is what it's coming down to right now: is prove it. Prove it, you can have your money back. But I just find it funny, that amount of US currency. Yeah, it definitely seems like some type of money laundering going on there. And Bombardier Canada just got $900 million from the Canadian federal government as a part of their defense industrial strategy. So, yeah, Carney was talking about the beginning of this year here. He's going to increase the defense budget for Canada. Well, Bombardier just got almost $1 billion towards some things here. One of the projects, it looks like the purchase of an aircraft for research. Uh, Really can't get any more deeper on that information due to the fact that it's probably going to come down to national security at this point when it comes to our military and certain projects that we're going to be working on. We're definitely going to keep all that stuff here in Canada close to our chest and very quiet. And then another thing is we're going to have to worry about foreign interference too. So yeah, we're gonna have to beef up security if we're gonna have to start spending more money on our defense budgets here strictly in Canada. So that's pretty much it for the news today, you guys. Just what's his name there? That Major General. I should have talked about that last week there because I was getting a lot of intel on that, and so, yeah, it seems like the Air Force is really looking into this possible kidnapping. Only reason they're really looking into the possible kidnapping right now of the Major General is because of this Samantha Guthrie's thing that happened too. Um, but then there is some talk that Samantha Guthrie's mother might have been suspect to some elder abuse, which could explain a lot of things. But that's pretty much it for the news today, you guys. Trump, right before I came live, Trump issued some warnings to the new Iranian leader. Hey, dude, you know what? You're not going to last long. And whether he gets the American people's approval or not to take him out, by the sounds of it, he's going to get taken out either way. So, yeah, it might have been a little too soon to jump into that position of leader in Iran because you just put a big on your forehead. So that's for the news today, you guys. If you like the news like this format, I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time, and yeah, hit the like button, subscribe. Uh, yeah, and then I'm going to end everything off on things that happened today, March 9th. 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt called a special session beginning its 100 days, which he got 77 laws passed, which is pretty crazy. You think about where we're at right now and kind of like what Trump's doing and what he did his first term. Kind of doesn't seem so odd now, does it? And then March 9th, 1961, Soviet Sputnik 9 carried and returns from orbit the first dog to space. His name in translation, just Blackie. Wow, just Blackie. What a shame. A dog going to space, you think you would have named it something better. Like, you think you would have named it Sputnik, too, you know? And March 9th, 1981, Dan Rathers became the primary anchor of CBS Evening News. Like Dan Rathers, he's pretty good. Dan Rathers. yeah, that's pretty. And then birthdays, March 9th, 1890. Oh, I can't pronounce his first name, but Molotov. He was a famous Soviet foreign minister, uh, and he signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with Germany in 1939, which instigated Germany's major role in the invasion of Poland. So yeah, if it wasn't for Molotov there, Germany might not have invaded Poland. He passed at 96 and lived to be what it. He passed at 96 in 1986. And then we have Yuri Gagarin. If you guys don't remember him, he was born March 9th, 1934. He passed in 1968 at the age of 34. And Yuri Gagarin was the first human in space. First human in space. I don't think he made it very up to the atmosphere though, because some of the research I said is like he pretty much just kissed the just kissed space, kind of like what's his name's doing there, uh, the the store guy, the eBay guy, or Amazon guy, and then Bobby Sands. Oh yeah, over to Ireland. Bobby Sands. This was pretty significant. He was born March 9th, 1954. He passed in 1981 at the age of 27. Bobby Sands was a big IRA supporter during the late 70s into the early 80s. IRA was kind of a war against the Catholic Church. He was imprisoned, and after 66 days as a hunger strike, to kind of get their views out, he had passed from starvation, which really kicked off the feud between the IRA and the Catholic Church. And some of the British government definitely got involved too, but yeah, that was some pretty crazy times with the IRA. And then Bobby Fischer, he was born March 9th, 1943, passing in 2008. He was 64. He was a professional chess champion at the age of 20, completing two tournaments before the age of 20. Sorry, world. So really smart guy, and he's still around. He's 64. Wonder how good he is at chess now. Watch, he's got dementia. Doesn't even know how to play. And then famous people who are still alive. Oscar Isaac, he's 47. He's a famous actor. And then Brittany Snow, another famous actor. She's only 40. Brittany Snow, yeah, she doesn't look so good anymore. Looking at the old pictures of her, yeah, pretty bombshell, but looking at her now, I don't know. I don't know if I would touch her with a bag on her face. But that's it for the news today, you guys. Like the news like this, hit the like button, subscribe, and like I said, I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm here in Canada, and 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than 30 minutes in the news, probably just BS or a giant puff piece, anyways. But yeah, so see you guys. See you guys tomorrow, 4:30. Be here. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. And then go do something nice for somebody. Okay, peace out, you guys. Walk, 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 walk.